It's me, Mackenzie Marie. This is one of the scariest serial killers I've ever heard of. There hasn't been a single case that frightens me quite like this one. The Golden State Killer. He was a cop, trusted, trained, and inside the system while committing the most brutal crimes. And you're never gonna believe what got him caught. His tiny little micro. In 1970, Joseph James D'Angelo was 28 years old when he started burglarizing houses. It's estimated that he broke into over 100 homes in Visalia, California. He would take small personal items, things like trinkets and women's underwear, scatter them around the house. Things with emotional meaning. Sometimes he would take gold jewelry. He was known for melting it down. But often it was like he was collecting trophies from the people's houses that he broke into. He'd wear an all black outfit, black ski mask, black long sleeves, pants. He was smart. He would wear gloves so he wouldn't leave fingerprints. When he would break in, he would remove window screens. Then he would figure out multiple exit points in case he needed to leave quickly. He would also set up a warning system where he would put glass cups like mugs around a door handle, and if the door handle went down, the cup would fall, shatter, alerting him to leave. Mind you, he became a cop in 1973. So he was a cop while he was doing this, specifically working in the burglary unit. So sometimes he would get dispatched to investigate the very homes he was breaking into, looking for himself. What makes it worse is he was living a double life. He had a wife. Where was she when he was robbing these places? He'd probably tell her something like, "I'm busy, working a case." The public starts referring to this mystery burglar as the Visalia Ransacker. I guess this guy didn't have enough satisfaction breaking into people's houses, so he starts kidnapping people from their homes. On September 11th in 1975, he breaks into Claude Snelling's house. Normally, he was calculated, but this time he was doing something different, something he wasn't used to. He breaks into the house and he tries to kidnap Claude's 16-year-old daughter while she was sleeping. He must have heard his daughter crying or something because it woke him up, and he finds Joseph leaving the house, taking his daughter, and he starts chasing him down. Joseph shoots him 2 times, and he points the gun at the daughter like he's gonna shoot her, but instead he punches her in the face and then starts kicking her while she's on the ground, but then he just ran away. And unfortunately, Claude ended up dying from his injuries. So now he's committed murder. Burglar, murderer, police officer. So the police start doing these nightly stakeouts because Joseph had his regular routine neighborhoods that he would break into. And on the 9th of December 12th, 1976, the police are at one of Joseph's regular neighborhoods. The cops see him, strange dude in the middle of the night wearing a ski mask and all black, and they're like, "Hey, who are you? You need to talk to us right now." Honestly, he was probably about to go rob some places. They try to detain him and they think they're gonna detain him, and then he shoots the police officer, runs out of there, takes off again. And I'm wondering, since he was a police officer, did he know the other police officer? Did he know the guy that he just shot? And after that incident, for some reason, Joseph's like, "I wanna move." And he somehow gets a promotion at a different police office. I think he enjoyed the murders and the power that it felt like it gave him. He was living a double life, honor roll police officer with a good wife by day, but when the sun goes down and he's off the clock, he was a murderer, a thief, and a wannabe kidnapper. I think those murders did something to him because when he moves to Sacramento, he starts stalking women, specifically women that live alone, watching their habits, their routines, following them home, breaking in days before, unlocking windows, preparing for what he was going to do. He was creating a controlled environment so he wouldn't get caught. Then he would come back at nighttime, approximately between 2 to 4 a.m. when his victim was supposed to be asleep. He would enter the home wearing his regular getup, ski mask, gloves. He would go into his victim's bedroom, shine a light in their eyes, then he would threaten to take her life if she didn't do exactly what he said, and threaten them with a weapon, usually a knife or a gun. He would tie her up with shoelaces, usually their own shoelaces, so tight that it would cut off the circulation in their hands and legs. Then he would blindfold them and gag them, and then he would them. And he would take his time, doing it multiple times. Completely disgusting acts. He would go through their belongings, steal anything worth of value. He would go into their kitchen and eat their food while they were tied up, blindfolded, and gagged. And when he was finally done, he would leave unannounced. 2 weeks later, in the same area, he does it again. Stalks a woman who lives alone, breaks in while she's sleeping, wakes her up with a flashlight and a weapon, threatens her life, assaults her, and calmly leaves. From then on, the attacks start coming closer and closer together. This was a murderer, burglar, police officer. And this is when he adopts the name of the East Side. People are scared to sleep in their houses. Everyone was locking their doors and arming themselves. After 8 attacks, the community creates these town meetings. They were meant to help the public feel safe. They would educate people on how to protect themselves. And at one of those meetings, a man stood up and he said something along the lines of, "If that guy ever comes to my house, there's no way he'd my wife. I'd stop him." Investigators are convinced that Joseph was at that meeting, listening to every word. He could literally be anywhere in this picture. This is a real picture of the meeting. I think he took what that guy said as a bet. You think you can stop me? You think you can beat me? Try me. And not long after that, that exact guy and his wife, well, their house gets broken into. But this is different because he normally would only break into single women's homes, women that were living alone. This woman had a husband. Wakes him up, flashlight in the face. He says, "You're gonna do everything I say, or I am going to murder you." He then directs the wife to tie up the husband, hands behind his back, and then his legs. Then he would tie up the wife, he would blindfold them, gag them, and drag the wife into the living room. This was a routine. He would grab a bunch of plates from their kitchen, and with the husband in the bedroom face down, he would stack these plates on his back. It was like plates and bowls and cups. Joseph would then tell the husband, "If I hear these plates moving at all, I'm gonna come back in here, I'm going to kill you and kill her." Sick. Then he goes back into the living room and he rapes the wife multiple ways for hours while the husband is face down, bound, blindfolded, and gagged. He's forced to listening to the whole thing. And when Joseph was done, he would leave unannounced. Some of his victims would lay there for hours, not knowing if he was still there because they were scared if they moved, he was gonna end their life. And by 1979, he had 45 women and murdered 2 people. Police officer, by the way, don't forget that part. This is where he should have gotten caught. For some reason, Joseph decides he's gonna go steal some dog repellent. I don't know if his next victim had a dog or something, but he is caught stealing the dog repellent. He ends up losing his job, so he ends up moving to Southern California with his wife. October 1st, 1979 in Santa Barbara, California. He breaks into a couple's house and he ties them up. Something different happens here though, because under his breath, the wife hears him say, "I'm just gonna kill him," or something like that. He leaves the room. The wife starts screaming bloody murder. I don't think Joseph was used to people acting like this, and I think it scared the shit out of him. He literally just flees the scene. 3 months later, December 30th, he breaks into another couple's house, Dr. Robert Offerman and Deborah Manning. He makes her tie him up, then Joseph would tie up her, drags the wife out to the living room, assaults her, and then he shoots and kills both of them. Completely new, different level of violence. For a long time, they didn't know the cases in Sacramento were connected to the cases in Southern California. So that's why he's getting all these different names. And this is when he gets the name, the original Nightstalker. Because there's 2 of them, if you didn't know the first one was Richard Ramirez, but no, this guy, he's the original first one. March 13th, 1980 in Ventura, California, Lyman and Charlene Smith are both attacked in their home. Broken into, bounded, gagged, blindfolded. You know the whole story, it doesn't even matter at this point. But for hours is the principle, for hours. He kills the wife and then he kills the husband, and they were later found by their 12-year-old son. 1 month later, August 19th, he breaks into Patricia and Keith Harrington's home. He does his same little disgusting routine, but this time he bludgeons both of them to death. You have to be a really sick individual to do that. 6 months later, February 5th, he attacks another woman, same routine, kills her. 5 months later, July 27th, he does it again. Same routine, same thing, bludgeons them to death. Then 5 years go by and he falls off the face of the earth until May 5th, 1986. Janelle Cruz is and killed in her home, and that is the last known victim. 120 burglaries, 50 plus rapes, 13 murders, and he stops. But thanks to DNA, Ancestry.com, and genealogy databases, detectives were able to create a family tree. And slowly but surely, they started ticking off individuals until they found their guy. I guess DNA didn't really matter back in the 70s. Well, at least not to Joseph, because when he was done doing the deed, well, he definitely left over his leftovers. And they saved that DNA. For 4 decades, they were looking for this guy. And in 2018, Joseph starts getting surveillance by the police, and they went through his trash, got a dirty little napkin with his DNA on it. They tested it, the old DNA, with his new nasty napkin DNA. Identical match. Joseph basically disappeared into suburbia. He was living a quiet and normal life. He lived in Citrus Heights, working as a truck mechanic at a Save Mart. He had 3 daughters and a grandkid. It took 41 years to catch this guy. He was taken into custody at his home while he was mowing the lawn. Police were like, hey, you're arrested because you're that really horrible guy that did all those awful, disgusting things. All he could say was, I have a roast in the oven right now. No one gives a fuck. There was one detail that investigators heard over and over again, a specific physical description. He had a very small penis. This detail was so consistent, almost every single one of the victims said it, that they had to take it into evidence. When they arrested him, they had to take some pictures of it, of his tiny, teeny micro weenie. I mean, this thing was small enough, it was literally classified as a micro penis. Like, that is a technical term. I'm not saying, that's why he did it. I'm just pointing this out because it's evidence. It's evidence in the case. Important stuff. On June 29th, 2020, he pled guilty to 13 counts of murder. It was part of a deal that took the death penalty off the table. Prosecutors described him as a sadistic, controlling sexual predator who enjoyed terror as much as physical violence. In court, he tried to act frail and confused, but when he was in his cell, he was caught moving perfectly fine. I mean, the guy's always been a pathological liar, so I'm not even surprised that he tried to play the I'm old, I'm sick. No one gives a fuck. The courtroom became a stage for the survivors and the families.
My life was changed forever.
Do you remember me?
Did his little penis drive him to be so angry?
Be a man. For once in your life, be a man. Look at her.
You've traumatized her, Joe, so bad she can't face this. You've profoundly affected her life.
Why would one do such shameful deeds?
But it gives me a small sense of peace knowing that there's a special corner of hell that he will spend an eternity.
They got to look him in the face and tell him exactly what he did. You don't get to run away from it. You gotta confront it. You gotta deal with it. He was sentenced to multiple consecutive life sentences in prison without the possibility of parole. And that monster is finally where he deserves to be. My heart goes out to all the families and the victims who were affected by this disgusting individual. Give this video a thumbs up if you are so happy that that guy is in prison until he dies. Yes! If you enjoy true crime stories like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel below so you can catch the next one. I'm Mackenzie Marie. You should stream my new music now. I have it linked at the top of the description below. You can follow me on any of my social medias at Mackenzie Marie, and I will see you here in my next video. Toodles!